You know, every election, no matter where it happens, has to have a rule book. And today, we're going to break down the one that really shapes Pakistan's democracy, the huge, comprehensive Elections Act of 2017. So, let's get right into it.
I mean, seriously, just think about that for a second. How do you actually coordinate millions of voters, thousands of candidates, and just countless polling stations to get a result that everyone can trust? The logistics of it all, it seems almost impossible.
Well, the answer really lies in this single, detailed legal framework. The Elections Act is basically the master plan, the blueprint that governs every single part of the process. It's built to bring order and, just as importantly, transparency to this absolutely massive task.
Okay, so where do we even begin? Well, long before anyone casts a vote, a ton of work has to be done behind the scenes just to set the stage. This is the foundation that the entire election is built on.
Right at the heart of this whole process is one absolutely crucial player: the Election Commission of Pakistan, or the ECP. Now, if an election is a game, the ECP is the official referee. It's an independent body with one single job: to organize and run elections exactly by the book.
And believe me, this referee has some serious power. The Act gives the ECP some pretty sweeping authority. It can issue directions that are legally binding, it can punish people for contempt just like a high court can, and, this one's a big one, it can declare an entire poll void if it finds illegal activity. It even has to create a super detailed action plan 4 months before an election. So yeah, this is a referee with some real teeth.
So you've got the referee, the ECP, on one side, managing the whole system, and on the other side you've got the players. That's the electorate, the voters. The Act is super clear about both roles. While the ECP runs the show, there are also clear rules for who gets to play. You have to be a citizen, you've got to be at least 18, have a national identity card, and of course, be officially registered to vote.
Now, every game needs a playing field, right? In an election, that playing field is called a constituency. It's the specific geographic area where all the candidates compete for votes.
And the Act goes to great lengths to make these playing fields as equal as possible. Section 20 lays out this really important rule for drawing the constituency maps. It says the population difference between constituencies shouldn't be more than 10%. So why does that matter? Well, it's all about making sure your vote in one part of the country carries about the same weight as a vote somewhere else. It's a cornerstone of fair representation.
So the stage is set, the rules are clear. Now let's switch gears and look at it from a candidate's perspective. Getting your name on that final ballot paper isn't as simple as just signing up. It's a formal, step-by-step journey that's laid out very carefully in the rulebook.
The Act pretty much maps out this whole path. It starts with nomination, then it moves to a really critical vetting stage called scrutiny. After that, there's time for appeals and for people to withdraw if they want, and the whole thing wraps up with the official assignment of election symbols. You can think of each step as a checkpoint, designed to make sure only qualified people actually make it to the final ballot.
And this quote right here from Section 62 really shows you how important that scrutiny phase is. The returning officer has the power to look into things and can straight up reject a nomination if a candidate doesn't meet the qualifications. This isn't just a rubber stamp, it's a real gatekeeping moment in the process.
All right, and here we are, the main event. All the prep, the planning, the nominations, it all leads to this one day, polling day. So let's see how the Act structures the big day itself and what's supposed to happen right after the voting stops.
The Act creates a really precise timeline for polling day. Polls have to be open for at least 8 hours, and the vote itself is protected as a secret ballot. Then, the second the polls close, a clear chain of events kicks off. The count starts immediately at the polling station, those results get consolidated for the whole constituency, and then finally, you get the official declaration of the winner. It's a structured flow, all designed for transparency.
But let's zoom in even closer. What does the Act say you, as a voter, should experience the moment you walk into that polling station?
Section 84 gets super specific, which just shows you how detailed this law is. It lays out a 7-step procedure for every single voter. You know, from showing your ID and getting that ink on your finger to leaving a thumbprint on the counterfoil before you even get the ballot paper. Now, why so much detail? Well, every one of these steps is a safeguard against fraud, all meant to enforce that core idea of one person, one vote.
And the second the polls close, another critical process starts. The presiding officer at each station seals the ballot box and immediately starts counting the votes, right there in front of everyone's agents. They then prepare a provisional result and send it off to the ECP. After that, all of these provisional results from all the stations go to the returning officer, who puts them all together to declare the final winner for that constituency.
Okay, so we've just walked through this maze of rules, procedures, and officials. After all of that, what's the whole point? What's the big picture here?
At the end of the day, the Elections Act of 2017 is a blueprint for accountability. By defining every role, every single step, every document, from drawing the maps to announcing the winner, it's designed to replace chaos with predictable order. Its whole purpose is to make sure that everyone involved, voters, candidates, and officials, is playing by the exact same set of rules.
And that, of course, brings us to the final and most critical question. The Act provides this incredibly detailed framework for a fair election. But you know, having a perfect rulebook is one thing. Actually enforcing it perfectly is something else entirely. And closing that gap between the law on paper and what happens on the ground, well, that's the constant challenge for any democracy.